certain things, and RT is going to be one of those, but not right now. I don't think I'm going to do RT right now. I want to voice my opinion on what happened tonight. I've seen a lot of people. What's up, Shelby? I've seen um a lot of people with mixed feelings on it all. A lot of people. I plead the fifth. Yeah, well, not me. I got a big fucking mouth, okay? I got a big mouth, and personally, I'm not here to pick a side. I like Missy, and I like Damien. All right? All I know is I have a fucking headache too, girl. I wasn't even going to come live, to be honest with you. But I kind of, a lot of people have been messaging me to say, can you please go live? Please go live. And I'm just like, it's just spending time listening and then spending time with my husband. He's on vacation. So, yeah, so I do have my own thoughts and opinions. First of all, I hate that this happened. I don't like it. I like both of these people. I like them both so much. And I'd like you guys to tell me your thoughts on it. I've seen some of you guys in here. I've seen some of your guys' thoughts in different lives today. So I want you guys to always stand on what you guys believe, what you guys want to, and you should never be afraid of somebody being upset with you because of your opinions. All right? I'm just so lost. I feel you, girl. I feel you. You know, my mods are not showing me that they're modded. So every time I see a mod come in here and comment, I'm clicking it. It's driving me nuts. Okay, period. As the mother of a biracial child, I will fuck someone up. Yeah. So I agree with that. What's up, Gigi Lemon Live? I just stayed quiet because I don't even know why they are fighting. And that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes it's best to stay quiet if you don't know what's happening. I was kind of lost this morning. One, I feel like Damien spent all day with mindset that didn't allow him to even listen. Fair. Very fair. Okay. There's facts on both sides. Very fair there, too. I agree with that completely. I don't think racism will be fixed on TikTok Live. Absolutely not. I don't think Missy should have addressed anything until she watched the live and thought about it. Yeah, I don't think Missy should have addressed anything either at this point. Especially she is, she's trying to be there for her best friend right now. And she didn't even hear what is being said on Gutter's side all of it. She doesn't hear that. She also didn't even hear her own supporter in her box say what she said. So that's what I also want to speak on. Before I get started, my opinion with the Precious thing, you're fucking disgusting. If Precious comes in my live, I want her blocked. All right? This is my live. I don't got to like the same people that other people like. That is disgusting. In my opinion, she should have been muted in Melissa's live. She was double downing in Melissa's live. Melissa was not paying attention, but her mods were. Okay? Her mods were. Honestly, seeing Melissa right now, she's stressed out. So I don't know if you guys noticed the night before, she came in my box, and Melissa was very stressed. You could hear something was wrong. Her Train and I were speaking like, what's wrong? What's wrong? We had no idea. Nobody knew. I don't want to speak on that situation, nor do I want it spoke on in my live. However, there was something wrong with her, is my point. So right now, I don't think she's in the right state of mind to even have all this going on. All right? All right, well, there's more to read. Hold on. All right. Let me just read your guys' comments first. Okay, I'll be quiet because I don't know what's happening, Shay Marie. 2, Gutter needs to learn a lot if he wants to change. Fuck Gutter. My niece and nephew are African American and don't agree with Damien. Well, there's that. Yeah, I don't understand. Thought they were cool. Sad because I like both of them. I agree. I've been just listening to both sides. Can you not talk about it here? Lord, my head hurts. No, I'm absolutely going to address this. I don't even talk to my family. A racist will always be a racist. I agree with that, honestly. I have had 2 biracial grandkids, and I can agree with both, disagree with both. Same. I don't think he should have told Missy he needed to pick, that she needed to pick and choose. I don't think he should have made a joke about rugs. That's fair. What do you mean, Danny? And Damien thinks the N-word is okay. Why are we judged if we have a friend that is racist? So I'm up on the fence of that, Jenny. I think Lala was schooled before she watched D. What do you mean by that? No fucks. They have a lot going on in their group. End of conversation. When he uses the N-word, he doesn't get to judge. Damien said he thinks the N-word is okay. Live is not okay. I was not raised racist. I was raised by my daddy and was Mexican by okay. Nicole, I lost perspective though. It reverts back to earlier years. Never mind, I'll just speculate. Fucking I agree. What's up, Coastal, my love? I was taught racism as a little girl and I changed. Yeah. She was also tagging people. I agree. Kicked and blocked after she said that. She should have been kicked and blocked after she said that. T, what is your third thing you said? T, I have a biracial children and no, people can change. I've seen it. Okay, so I'm going to stop reading the comments for a minute and I'm going to put my feelings on it all. Okay? What I said, I wanted to start by saying I don't think Melissa is to be blamed for what somebody else's does. Do I think Melissa should have definitely muted? So I don't believe she heard. I don't believe Melissa heard her in her box. Precious in her box say that because she's got a lot going on. Now, I do believe Melissa should 100% address that. That's her platform. I feel like we are kind of responsible what we allow on our platform. I don't believe Melissa was also paying attention to her comments because while that was all happening, Precious was in there saying she'd say again, she was tagging me, she was talking mad shit, thinking she's a big gangster, okay? Precious is a stupid piece of shit. And I really hope that Melissa does not allow that type of behavior in her chat again. Okay? But we are not responsible for what anybody says. Respectfully. Okay? Now, with that being said, Gutter is very much racist still today. All right? Or else he wouldn't be making these comments that he does. Now, that's my opinion. My opinion is Gutter is a real life piece of shit. I believe in people changing because I have been somebody that that's been changing. I'm not perfect. I also believe that it takes time for people to change. However, I don't believe that Gutter is trying to change when you're still being racist. And nobody could tell me any different. Nobody. I don't believe that Missy should be getting all the heat when it was other people's that said all this and did all this. I like Damien. I really like Damien, and I really like Melissa. And you know, the facts of the matter is these things didn't come out of Melissa's mouth, and so she shouldn't be held accountable for it. All right. Now, some of the things that were said after was a little like, well, you know, it does sound like Melissa was defending both of them. It does. I'm not going to sit here and say it didn't sound like that. It did. Unfortunately, it sounded like she was defending both of them. And I hope that when she's not going through so much, I hope that she really looks at it and kind of rethinks some of her thoughts. Do I believe Damien was being a little insensitive to addicts? Yes. Do I believe addiction is a disease? No, I don't. I personally don't, and I can speak on that. I'm somebody that has used, you know, a few years of my life, has struggled also. I believe that is absolutely a fucking choice. All right? These are just my opinions. And I think that it's okay for everybody to have their own opinion. All right? And we do not have to have it be a war. I hate that it feels like it's going to be an all-out war. That's what it feels like. I don't like it. I think that it was fun with everybody getting along. But I also believe Damien has a right to his opinion and his feelings, but so does Melissa. All right? I think that it was a little bit like it's been an all day. My God. I'm leaving that fucking group. It's been an all day thing. I think that's a bit much on somebody that is trying to just be there for her best friend. I mean, doesn't mean I lost respect for him. Because Damien's, I'm going to ride with who I want to. There's people that, you know, over there that don't like me, and I respect that. There's people over in Missy's chat that don't like me, and Damien's chat that don't like me, and I like both of them. Today is not going to change my mind on either one of them. I like both of them still today. I think that we all, especially as people that like to go live and then call out things and talk our shit, I think we all should take a look at what somebody is telling us and be like, you know what? Let me look at this. Let me not take offense to what you're saying. And see how I can be better, maybe. Especially if you're calling each other, you know, friends. I don't like the way Damien went about it. I get calling them out, but, you know, I thought they were tight enough to maybe not having an all-day call-out type thing. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on that? What do you guys think? Do you guys think it was too much? I feel Damien wasn't open to discussing this, honestly. He had his mind. I feel like it too. I didn't at first, but when he went and let Joey in a box, I feel like that was a lot. That was a lot. Damien doesn't care about any of you guys. That's okay. You guys, this is the internet. It's just the internet. I don't need to be liked by anybody on the internet, to be honest with you. I like Damien. I like to go in there. I think he is very smart. I don't think his age should keep being brought up either, though. Racism debates have to have... Oops. Well, there goes that. Hold on, honey. Let me see why my chat is freezing up. Debates have to have calm head, and no one was in the right mind to do it. Jay, 1,000 fucking %. I think he challenges people's minds. I do too, but I like Damien a lot, but I do feel like his mind was made up. Absolutely, I agree. And what makes me think his mind was made up is because he wasn't wanting to hear anything. He says he was, but it seems to me he wasn't. You know what I mean? And that's just my opinion. And I think if Damien gave a fuck a little bit about her, in my opinion, he would have came back to this in a few days after things settled down. That's just my opinion. That doesn't mean I'm against Damien, because it does, honestly. I even told Joey, I said, you guys, Joey, it does sound like she's defending both of them. It did. I can't help it. It did sound like it. But I don't think she knows what the fuck is happening right now. I think in her mind right now, she has so much going on. I think that this is the worst time to address it. I do. Harassing and bullying. Jeez Louise, RT. Sadly, when everyone is mad, defense is all they know. Facts. Fucking facts. Missy has a big heart. And I agree. And I think a lot of people are upset right now. And I think that they should have just ended it and revisit in a few days. You know, and if I'll tell you guys what, and if they do fuck with each other on any type of level, that's what they'll do. They'll leave it alone. And now that they talked for 14 and a half hours, sorry. Okay, maybe not that long, but maybe they'll revisit and try to talk about it in a few days. Not saying it's gonna be change anybody's minds with anything. I don't fucking know. But I will say this. It's okay to agree to disagree. All right? You don't have to have a war. You don't. You don't have to put each other down just because you agree to disagree. Racism is a real fucking thing. Completely agree. It's real. I get where Damien's coming from. And I get where Melissa's coming from. But I have to stay on how I feel. And the facts of the matter is it did... Yeah, you can be honest anytime. It did sound like she was defending both of them. So, and I told Joey that. You know what I mean? I don't think she's meaning to sound like that, though. I feel like Melissa feels attacked. I do. I feel like Melissa feels attacked. And it does... He is being harsh on her. Yeah, Lacey. I think that you guys... I think personally that more energy needs to be brought to Gutter. More energy needs to be brought to Precious. Because they're both trash in my eyes. I'm not here to tell anybody who you can follow. I think Gutter's trash. I think that Precious is trash. And I hope Missy opens her fucking eyes. You both, yes, both are trash. Yeah. Do you think the hate for Lala they share makes it worse? So I feel like this when it comes to Lala. Sometimes I feel like I think they've always had hate for Lala no matter what, to be honest with you.
Hi.
What's up? It's great.
I want to say that one thing about Missy that I do know is that one, she's very non-confrontational. I
What's
know
up? What's up?
I know that you know that, Nicole. And Missy, but I agree with you, Nicole, with everything that you've said. But I kind of feel like Missy is always trying to see the good in people. Just like with when she, I hate saying that, Medusa, when she took Medusa back, like for the second or maybe even the third time, I know a lot of their chat was like, why are you doing this? Don't do this. But she wanted to see the good. She gave her the benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of, in a way, think that maybe she's doing this with Gutter. I don't know. My
So
opinion.
even if that's and I respect your opinion, but even if you're trying to see the good in people, you cannot void out their racism today.
I
You
agree. I
cannot.
agree.
There was racism just today from both or yesterday and today by Precious, by the way. So you can't void out what they did today. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do, and I did, and I got to tell you, I didn't see that part. I did hear the debate with her and Damien, but I do agree. There is no excusing that. I do agree with you.
Yeah.
So you kind of can't compare you know, him and Medusa, but that's kind of like just Missy in her heart. That's just kind of like who Missy is, but you're right. You can't excuse what has been said and the behaviors and actions of what's happened.
Yeah, and I think I don't even think she really understands that's what it looks like she's doing, to be honest
Right.
with you.
Right.
Gutter is a
And
piece
that
of shit. And
mhm,
you guys, to be honest with you, Missy has to find that out on her own. We can't make her. And
yeah.
Missy did state she is not friends with him. She's not friends. And friends is a really word that people use way too lightly on here. Thank you, Enzo. Way too
Right.
lightly. Immediately she wouldn't do that if this
Right.
wasn't going
And
on.
what and I saw a couple of people say that in the mention here in the chat that Precious and Gutter both are going to end up. She's going to get burned, and that's, I hate saying that, but it seems like that's what happens with Missy a lot of times with people that she defends, and that they end up shitting on her, which that really doesn't even matter. But what's it's wrong. It's wrong. What's happened is wrong. There's no excusing it. I didn't see what Precious said. I missed that whole thing.
Oh,
But
Precious doubled down, tripled down in the comments, fucking quadrupled down, fucking whammy down in the comments. And I know Missy wasn't paying attention really to the comments. But yeah, it was disgusting on what Missy would look down at the comments, but by the time she would look down at the comments again, 20 fucking more comments of not that many, but way more comments were made. And so that looks like a really bad look on Missy having her in her box. Missy, maybe not hearing her, which I believe Missy did not hear that. I'm going to stand on that. I don't believe she heard her say that in her box. However, her comments in there, she was doubling down and tripling down, and it was disgusting.
that's not cool.
It was disgusting. Damien told people to get Lala, know that he was fixing to stream Missy. What do you mean, love? He went left going to Lala today. She was a yes man. Yeah, I don't agree with that. And I get where he's saying you guys are letting the hate of Lala, because sometimes we can't reverse it back to Lala every time. So
Yeah.
when that gives him the right to say, well,
Mhm.
well, this isn't about Lala, but there were a lot of things that were brought to him about Lala, I think, is what Joey's point and Missy's point is there was racist shit about Lala, but you're over here, it's like you're over here defending Lala. I feel like they think, or not, maybe perhaps defending. I don't really know.
Yeah, no, I see what
Yes,
you're saying.
racist. I mean, look what she screamed when her son said what he said. That shit was disgusting. He was encouraging Lala. It was sick. Like he stirred the pot. Yeah. That's why the points Joey made were pretty valid. Well, I agree with some of that. I don't agree with everything that Joey was saying in that box either. So, but this is just where we all can agree to disagree, you guys. It doesn't have to be a war. That doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and drag anybody or hate anybody. I don't have a problem with Damien whatsoever. I don't have a problem with Missy whatsoever, but I'm going to stand on what I believe every time. And if that upsets someone, then that upsets someone. It is what it is. I hate that it happened. I thought everybody was good. I thought everybody was real good, to be honest with you. I feel like there was something that sparked it up. Something sparked it up. And when Missy said I still don't understand what it is, I personally don't understand it still either. What got it going?
I feel like it's deeper than just you said you like Gutter. I don't know. I like Damien.
Well, it might be because that's when he switched up, though.
Yeah, I'm confused about that part. Matt is always stirring the shit.
I was cooking. Oh man, Precious comments were terrible. Many comments tagging me, even in comments saying I'll do it again. Yeah, Matt he blocked Matt. You guys, I thought it was weird. Matt was in there too, especially when he was wanting to fight him. But yeah, Precious was making several comments. Damien had a good point when Damien played the part with what she said in the box. Damien was making a valid fucking point. I cannot sit here and act like Damien was in the wrong. Where I think Damien was in the wrong is he fucking went way too hard in on the wrong person. Okay? On the wrong person.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I agree with you, Nicole. 100%.
He's still gonna be my best friend though.
Yeah, I do like him. I do like him.
And if he might not like what I got to say, Missy might not agree with what I got to say. But at the end of the day, you guys, we're all grown ass adults.
Right.
And we all have the right to our own fucking opinions. But we're not as an adult, who are we to hold anybody accountable? We can only hold ourselves accountable. And I get what he was saying with, well, you got to open your eyes to what you've done wrong, basically, he was saying. And what she did wrong was allow that racist bitch in that box. You know what I'm saying? That bitch was racist as fuck. And she in there in the comments just typing away, fucking being racist still. So all I'm saying is I hope Melissa really opens her eyes to that bitch, Precious. But if she doesn't, then And to that fucking dumbass Gutter, you're a fucking joke. And nobody can tell me that man's sober. He couldn't even look in the eyes. He's sitting there preaching sobriety, but he couldn't even look Damien in his eyes. His eyes were rolled back in the head and higher than shit. I've been watching Damien. Thank you. I've been watching Gutter. The dude is higher than a motherfucking kite and not on Suboxone, y'all. And if you're an addict, then you should know that. You should know that. You should see that. If you're paying any attention, and I don't think that Missy watches him much, except for to go in and be petty and talk shit. I know Missy is not his friend. I do know that. But I get where Damien's coming from. It sounded like she was defending both of them.
Yeah. It
So that motherfucker higher than a fucking kite, bro. He even admitted it to over talking his mat meds. No, that motherfucker on fucking something besides mat meds, you guys. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. Me as a recovering addict, right, can tell you that motherfucker is not sober. And I watch him. I watch him all the time. I don't like to watch him now. He just said the racist shit again today. You know, so I believe people can change because I am working on me. I am still working on me. Do I believe it takes time for people to change? Absolutely. Absolutely. But if you're saying that you're not racist and you're covering these tattoos up, then you can't make racist remarks and then expect people to believe that you're changing.
Right. Exactly.
No, he's really amped up a lot. Yes. Yes. And I hate the way this all panned out. And I really hope that everybody can calm down and revisit it in a few days. Because I like everybody in this. I do. I like everybody in this. I think he was way too hard on Melissa, though, because Melissa is not the one who was racist. She wasn't. Was she a little naive to having that bitch in her live, even in her comments, being racist still today? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I don't think she seen those comments. She felt attacked. She felt attacked, and I see why she felt attacked.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he wasn't screaming at her, I would kind of feel like, well, you've been live about me all day, you know, and now here we are, and I get where she feels attacked too. So I'm a little different, you guys. I have my own mind. I don't have to agree with someone, and doesn't mean I have to go and not like them. Doesn't mean I have to go and drag them. It doesn't mean any of that.
Right.
That shit, they're both racist as fuck. They're both racist as fuck. And Gutter is not sober. I don't care what anybody says. You cannot tell me any different. That
No,
motherfucker, I watched that guy the past month and a half. Thank you. I watched that guy for the past month and a half, even a little bit before that, but I've really been watching him since he's been around more, right? Personally, I feel like she deserves to be attacked. She was, wait, what's that word? I'm terrible at words.
She was complicit. I think she.
What's that mean? Can somebody come up and explain that word?
Let me see what she was complicit. I think. Let me get my glasses on. Hold on.
You guys know words I don't understand. I'm dumber than shit. I've done the word 7th grade 3 times. She allowed it.
Okay.
So means she was okay with it. I had to.
She was complicit.
Oh, that's a hard one. I don't believe she's okay with it. but she did sound like she was defending it. I don't believe.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know, Lacey. I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see. In my eyes, I think right now she's not in the right state of mind. And I get it. Don't go live, Lacey. I seen you said that. If you're not, I don't. She's not the one saying that. I just think I'm the one who's saying that. I just think that, um, personally, I believe that her her friend needs her, and that really fucks her mind up. She didn't know that she said that in her box. Had she known, she would have said, "I know." She said it. I know Melissa. She's not afraid to say.
Yes.
Melissa's not afraid to say I didn't.
Yeah, you're
Oh
right.
well. She's not that, but she did sound like she was defending it. I get where you're coming from, because I said the same thing to Joey. I did. I kept it honest and real with Joey. I said, she might not be meaning to sound like she defends him, but it sounds like she's defending him. Both of them, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. Um, and Lacey, I love you, girl. I love you, but you have a right to your. Does she sound to me? You want my honest opinion? Just not a lot, in a little bit of a way, she sounded like she was defending both of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it sounded like. But that's just my opinion. Do you believe silence is compliance? I believe that 100%. I do believe that, but we can't hold her responsible for what they did, though. At the same time, they're not the one who's saying the racial shit. They're not. Someone said Precious is in her chat, commenting now while Missy is listening to Danny. Yeah. Well, we can't, like I said, she was over there, Precious was over there saying she'd do it again in her chat, but Melissa wasn't really paying attention to her comments. I think that Melissa needs to take a look at her comments, and hopefully she'll talk to her, tell her, like, that shit is not going to happen in my chat. But we are in control of our own lives, our own fucking live streams, our own life. I can't tell Missy that what to do. Damien can't. We can't tell Damien what to do. I think Damien is pretty set in his ways, and I feel like there's something deeper that made him go so hard on her, because I think he's
Yeah,
going
me
too
too.
hard on her.
Me
I don't-
too.
I do. I feel like he's going way too hard on her. I don't think people are mad for what they said. It was Missy's reaction to it. You think so? I get that. You know what, Huckleberry? I have to agree with you. I feel like I'm not mad at Missy whatsoever. I absolutely adore Missy. I'm glad where we are. I'm disappointed that Precious was still allowed in her chat to be racist over and over and over.
Yeah, I think maybe Missy she's gonna have to set boundaries,
Yeah,
in
I
her
feel
in her
like
lives.
even the mods should have,
Yeah.
muted her at least. You guys, that shit was crazy. She was triple dogging or triple downing fucking all of the above, being racist in her comments.
That's not okay. I'm
If
not cool with
if
that.
But again, we can't. What's up, Shushu? We can't control Missy's live. We can't control
Hi, Sweet
Damien's
Baby.
live. I'm disappointed in. You want the truth? I'm disappointed in how it was handled.
Yeah.
That it kind of breaks my heart that it was handled this way. What's up, Shushu?
Oh,
I
nice.
miss you, baby.
because I really do fuck with Damien and I really do fuck with Missy. And I'll ride out for both of them. I've known Missy a lot longer, but I feel like there was some wrongdoings on both ends, to be honest with you.
And
What's
I
up,
know
Joey?
Missy too. Missy never wants to hurt anybody's feelings. You know, I just know Missy. I know how she is. But I
So
agree with you, Nicole, 100%. Everything that you've said. I agree.
she
What's up,
has a
Joey?
huge flaw. She has a huge flaw, and that's wanting to know and wanting to see that everybody can change and will change. But it's like I just told her,
Yeah.
and I said it, and she was live. You know, when I was listening to things and this and that, I said, you know, the fact is, how many times does someone have to show you who they are before you say, hey, look, I believe that people can change.
Yeah.
However, if you're not showing me that change, then I'm going to have to separate myself from you until
Mm-hmm.
I see that change,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
And you've pushed that about Missy for a
and
while. You told Melissa this before.
I have,
So I'm
I
not,
have.
mad at, I mean, some of the things you were saying, I didn't agree with either when you were, you know what I mean, Joey, talking about the
Yeah.
whole race thing, Um, but I'm not mad at you or anything. I'm just saying, like, there's some things that you were saying, I was just like, what the fuck, Joey? Like
Like what?
there's some things I
Like what?
say that you
Maybe I
are
can
like, what the fuck,
explain.
bitch? Go
If you
ahead.
could say one, maybe I can explain it to help you understand it more, or what have you.
Yeah. Well, it's not even
I
a
mean,
big deal.
it's not a big deal. Like I want it very fucking clear. I don't stand with racism at fucking
I
all.
do
Not one
believe
fucking
that.
bit.
I do
Not
believe you do
one
not,
fucking bit.
because you said you didn't even you don't like what he said, Gutter, right? When you were talking, you were saying you don't like what he said and fuck
Hmm.
that. It sounded like you got a little mad about hearing that he said it again.
I am very mad, and I'm mad at the fact that fucking, you know, the justification of why you're racist or became racist, whatever. It seems to be a huge talking point. Fuck that. Nobody gives a fuck why. Everybody cares if you're saying that you're not anymore, then don't be. I mean, so to unlearn something like racism or something like that, because it is a learned behavior. It is. Nobody is born being racist. You're just not. It is a learned behavior. It is a learned ideology. And for for that to be something, to change that, two things have to happen. Love and education. Those are the two main things, right? So fuck the reason why you became it, because that doesn't fucking matter, because you didn't become it out of love and you didn't become it out of education. You became it out of fucking hate and out of fucking ignorance. That's what the fuck you became it for. Okay? It was taught to you by another person that lives in fucking hate and ignorance, and there's no fucking place for it. None whatsoever. And if you are someone that is changing, and this is my opinion, if you're someone that is changing and you say something, and let's benefit of the doubt that there is ignorance, you don't realize that it's a slur or severely derogatory. When that's brought to your fucking attention, you don't double down on it.
Yeah.
You don't double down on it, and you don't, because that's
Kind of
not
like
changing.
Gutter did and Precious. Did you? Let me ask you a question, Joey. Your mod in there. Did you see Precious comments?
No, I didn't. I was back and forth
Okay,
with
so I'm
Daniels.
making you very aware
I
that
want them
she
sent to
was
me.
saying she would do it again, and she does, like, she was triple dogging fucking, she didn't give a fuck
I
in
want them
there.
sent to me. I want them sent to me because you know as well as I do, when Melissa is involved in something or talk, a lot of times she doesn't even look at the fucking comments, right? So
Yeah,
I
she
want
was
that.
tagging me. I didn't screenshot them or anything, but I'm sure I can get them.
Whoever, I know somebody has. I'm sure they
Yeah.
have. I want
Hmm.
that sent to me because if the double down happened the night before, and then the double down happened in the chat while Melissa's getting fucking heat over it.
That's what I'm screaming. Like, I tagged her back and I said, you know, I respect Melissa's live. Don't tag me in that shit. Unlike you, you know, she
Yeah,
100% did, and I'll see if I can get them. I should have screenshotted it, but I don't record like that no more. And I definitely, you know what I mean? I just don't usually do that anymore. But,
I get that. And look, and I want to make it very clear, under no circumstance, situation, or way am I defending racism at all by saying that I believe that racism can be changed in a person, okay? Because I
yeah,
do. We have too many fucking examples throughout history. I mentioned a couple, Derek Black, on one side, which was the KKK, and then I also mentioned Malcolm X on the other side. Okay. Now, both of them, both of them fucking preached hate ideology. Both of them changed and attempted and did well with changing our world, right? It's not like it used to be, okay? And it's just fucking I can't, that's the only thing that I can't get behind with it is saying that people cannot change because they can.
yeah,
And that was one of my irritations from earlier. And because it's not defending Gutter. I'm not defending Gutter at all. I'm saying people can change.
yeah,
However, that's not saying that he has or is. That is up to him and time. That is it. I cannot say if he is or not. I can say that from some of the usage of his fucking words and things that he fucking says that are fucking inherently racist and fucking insensitive, the justification of why instead of fucking just condemning it completely does not show change to me. It doesn't.
yeah.
But that's my opinion. Now,
Hold on,
when
Joey. Mods, I just want to address something real quick. Please do not block unless they continue after a warning of being disrespectful, and make sure it's pure disrespectful. A lot of people get blocked in my lives lately for just having a different opinion. Okay? I don't want people blocked because of different opinions. It's okay
no,
to disagree with each other in here. And make
absolutely.
sure you guys keep it respectful though. Thank you. Go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're good. And so that was just one of the points that I was talking about change and fucking look, that's what I want to see this world is changed. I would like to see racism eradicated because we are all fucking people. We are all born the same way. We all fucking die the same way. And I don't mean in the exact same way. I mean our organs shut down. We grow inside of our mother's wombs. We fucking have we have blood, we have oxygen, we're the same. The pigmentation, melanin in our skin does not fucking separate us, and we should not be separated by it. And I've never felt that we should, never once in my life. I've always fucking been against it.
Yeah.
And, with that being said, I do think that it can change because of the fucking examples that I've put out here. And what irritated me a little bit with Damien earlier is when I mentioned those examples and saying that I think he's wrong for saying that that people that are racist cannot change. And I said, and people want to poke fun at the fact that I brought up Malcolm X, but it's a fact. He preached separatism. He preached racism. He did until he went to Mecca, and then he changed, and then that changed, right? And he's like, yeah, well, when he came back, he didn't do that again. Okay, but that's negating what you said about racism can't change because it can. But it takes love and education. It takes learning. It takes erasing the fucking ideology that has been instilled into your head. And that takes being told, hey, that's fucking racist. That takes being shown that it's not going to be tolerated, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I am as a person and how I feel. But the other part to that is that other people may feel the same way, but some people believe more in people that are changing, and they feel that, if they admonish it and say that it's wrong, you know and then shun a person, they feel like that person will never learn and that they should give that person a chance, right? And I feel that that's more of an emotional person, more of a person that has been through a lot of shit in their life and doesn't have the same outlook as other people. But regardless, no one, and I repeat, no one should be attacked harder and more relentlessly for something that someone else said other than the person that fucking said it.
Yeah. So I think that we also cannot be so fixated on believing someone can change, especially when they said, for example, a year and a half ago, and then double down in a box, which I don't believe Missy heard her say that in the box. I believe she was kind of in her own world. And then double, triple down on it in the comments. Same with Gutter. Gutter has. So I want to speak on that real quick. Gutter. So when you go to prison, my husband has been working in this system for 25 years. Okay, I've been with my husband for many years now. When you go to prison, there are people that join gangs because they want to feel protected. They feel like they have no choice. And a lot of times the truth of the matter is if you don't, you 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 can
You're a
suffer
target.
in many, many ways. However, you also have a choice. You don't have to get tattoos. Okay? I do know that very much so, considering my ex was in the gang in prison. You don't have to get tattoos that are racist. You don't have to come out here and continue to be racist. Okay? So I believe Gutter is 100% a racist. I believe he's covering up supposedly because he's making money on TikTok and it does hurt his pockets. I don't believe Gutter is sober. And that's just my opinion. I believe that Precious, if anybody has Precious double down or triple downing in the comments, if you guys could please send me that, I'd appreciate it. I do think that Joey, no, I'm not expecting you guys to do anything with her, but I hope that you guys would. You know what I mean? Because Missy is getting attacked because of her too. And if she had any type of respect for Melissa, she wouldn't have never did that shit and continued to do that shit. So just keep that in mind.
And I
Okay?
agree with that. I agree with that 10,000%, Nicole. I do. And that's why I want to see these comments myself because you know who I am and you know what I'm going to say to Melissa. The fact of the matter is, if Melissa is saying that, she didn't hear it and admonishes it and says, hey, look, that's fucking wrong, and hadn't blocked her out of whatever reason, right? If she's then doubling down, tripling down in comments, saying it again, there is no respect for Melissa, and that is not a friend to Melissa. And Melissa is not racist, and she doesn't need to stand for it. She doesn't need to continue to fucking like be berated over someone who clearly isn't trying to fucking be any different.
Yeah. Well, hold on.
From my analytics, you can get comments. I know I can get replays.
I'm here to ask what the hell happened yesterday with fucking Joe. What happened
Oh,
to her? She looks horrible.
time ain't been real fucking kind to her.
I know, right? Mm-mm.
Okay. If they're not sent to me, I'll go and get them myself.
Missy did absolutely nothing wrong, point blank, period. So I guess the only thing I don't want to blame Missy for what other people say. All right? I don't feel like she should be held accountable for what other people say. Now, knowing what they say and knowing that she admitted to saying what she did in the her box yesterday, and then hopefully we can get the comments, which I'm sure I'll end up with. I'm sure I will. What Melissa does from here, if she doesn't do anything, then I do believe Melissa needs to be held accountable a little bit. My opinion.
I mean, and that opinion's valid because I've even said that. I don't know if anybody was in there listening just a little while ago when I was hearing the stuff about the comments and this and that. And I told her, I said, regardless of if you heard it or not, regardless if you spoke out against it and said that it was wrong, in my personal opinion, I'm going to tell you that to double down on it and then go triple down on it, that's not a sign of fucking change. That means you meant
That's
what
what
the
they
fuck
said.
you said.
Yeah, she
You
said
can't,
she was wrong, but she said she'd do it again. And that's vile. I
you
agree.
cannot say that something's wrong and you'll do it again. You can't do that. Like, then you
Mhm.
don't believe that it's wrong. And I don't, I fucking, I hate it because I too want to fucking feel like people can be different. And, the fact of the matter is, if you double down, triple down on something like that, that's not being different. You have no one to blame but yourself for it.
Yeah. So RT said, or Precious said she's getting a box with RT. So Precious said that she doesn't fuck with RT anymore. To me yesterday, that just shows like what a shisty bitch she is. Anyways, and that's not because she's going to RT. She's just a lying fucking bitch. Yeah. So, anyways, I hope that we can get that stuff from Melissa, but Melissa does know now that
Mhm.
she admitted to saying this in her box. And Melissa did say, I'm not okay with that. She did. She did.
I did
But
say
what
the
is
same
Melissa
thing.
going to do with that now? Is going to be the
So,
question that
yeah.
everybody's going to wait to see.
And
You know?
R5, you're right. I did say the same thing. I said I cannot fucking defend you for doubling down on something I don't fucking agree with. I can't. Like, I can't
Hmm.
stand for that. I won't stand for that, right? Now, do I see some people, because there's some people that, different things affect different people.
Oh my God, leave him alone, y'all.
Fucking what, dude? For what? I'll
Crazy.
drop it. Okay.
All right. I don't think that matters, to be honest with you.
They recording
You
us?
just want me to stay?
Oh wait, it does. It does because it's easier to take the live down when you let them up.
Why are they reporting? He didn't say nothing.
Man, they reporting the fuck out of that man. They hate that man.
Crazy. Bro, why did you share your life to me yesterday when you
He,
had Joe Box looking like a
I didn't
fucking.
have Joe in no box. I was co-hosting.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
People dislike and hate me because regardless of who I am
Nigga,
and
you was
regardless
talking
of
like
who
Joey.
anybody else is, I fucking speak out and say the truth, right?
Exactly,
And I'll say
Joey.
if it's fucked up. And that's my point. And people aren't gonna like what I'm about to say either. So for the fact of the matter is I'm gonna say that, different people, different things affect them. And Damien's not wrong about racism doesn't affect white people as much as it does people of color, and that's true. That's very true. A lot of white people don't look at it the same. However, I do because
I'll
I
be
was
honest. I never looked at that the same until just about a year and a half ago. I didn't realize it until I was spoke to about it by someone that wasn't attacking me about it, by someone that wasn't trying to you know just scream at me and tell me I'm wrong, and you know what I mean, just by someone that literally just explained to me, this is why it's different, this is why, and I totally understood it then. You know what I mean?
absolutely, and I look at it differently because of who my papa was, and I know you've heard me explain that. I know you've heard me say that. So he wasn't my biological grandfather. My biological grandfather was a white piece of shit. Absolutely. My papa, who was my grandmother's husband, his name was Willard Fleming. He was the best man I've ever met in my entire life. He was a black man. He was from old school. He was very family oriented. He was stern. Boy, he had a hand that was the size of a fucking Buick could, I swear to God, and he would fucking lay it on you too if you sassed out. And so with him, you know, I heard the stories of growing up and what he'd been through. I listened to him when he taught me why you shouldn't say this and you shouldn't say that. And you know, as a kid growing up, you know, with my cousins and things like that that were always around, that were mixed around the same age, you know, those those kids and the regeneration of the word, you know, the N word, they would all use that and like they would try to get me to use that. And I'll never forget the day that my grandpa heard me say it with a soft A. He smacked the shit out of me and explained to me why that it's not okay not even to say it in that fashion, no matter what it has been turned into, what term of endearment or whatever, that it is not okay for me. It wasn't okay for my little cousins. It wasn't okay for any of us, right? And with that being said, I looked at it and he's like, look, you know, he's like, here's the thing. When somebody calls you a word, right? Regardless of what it is, and it's meant to be derogatory at some point in time. Just because they change the way it sounds does not take away the fucking meaning. And that has been instilled in me my whole life. Now I can't say that to a person of color, hey, you can't say that word. And I can't. I can't say that, right? You know, I can tell them that I believe that it shouldn't be said, but I can't tell them not to because they didn't create the word that it is originated from to fucking hold someone down, right? And if that's their way of taking it back, that's their way of taking it back. However, me personally, I don't want to be around it or use it. And it's, I don't know. It
For the people
it
that were here,
just sucks, man. Go ahead, Shu.
yeah.
What'd you say, Shu?
What happened with Damien and who's Precious?
A racist bitch?
I'm lost, girl. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it's too much to recap, girl.
No, it's fine.
It is. It's been fucking going on. That's where I believe Damien could have handled it differently too. Is he's been live since early this morning talking about this, replaying and going over and over and over and over. And if he had any type of respect for Melissa, I feel like it could have been handled a little differently.
Yeah, I
That's
see them.
Well,
that's my opinion.
What the hell? I thought they were good.
And you guys, that's another thing, you guys. So I'm a little different. I don't think we should reverse this onto Lala. We all hate Lala. I get that. We don't fuck with that bitch, right? But I don't feel like this should be reversed back to that fucking bitch, honestly.
hey, hey, Nicole, I don't disagree about reversing it. My point isn't to reverse anything with that. My point is don't use someone that has been openly racist as a fucking way to fucking have
Amen. I agree with
information
that one.
and fucking sit there and act when somebody says something to you
What's up,
about
Cindy?
something that you're going off about when the person that you're watching and let's just face it, he's absolutely minimized some things that we've seen with her, right? That he's seen. Don't
Yes.
fucking don't say you stand here, but yet don't want to hear it over here.
But Dee wanted her to be involved. He stirred the pot and had the chat go get her.
I don't
Really.
disagree.
He said, go get her. She's going to like this. Oh. Is that kind of like what he said that he added Joe for?
Uh-huh.
Like that type of stuff?
And that's where my problem is. I'm sorry, this is not a popular fucking opinion, and I'll get the hate for it if I want.
Ugh.
He can attack me if he wants. Anyone else can. Comments like that, you're going to like this. That takes away from the severity of what you're fucking trying to preach against right there, because it tells everybody it's not about what you're trying to preach about. It's about fucking drama and views and getting other people in there to see it.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel.
What up, Doc?
Oh, Doc.
What's cracking? What's going on?
What's up, homeboy?
So,
It's been a shit show today. Let me tell you. Yeah. So I guess my thing is I get where he's saying like you guys' hate for Lala is taking away from what happened with you guys. I think it honestly, now that I really have thought about it, I feel like it was because she didn't Melissa didn't agree with everything that Damien was saying about Gutter, which I don't understand why she didn't personally. I think Gutter is a piece of racist shit. Okay. But my opinion, that's what made him start going off. And I think he took it too far. I think that he has continued to go on and on and on all day. And if he had any type of respect, she should have just deaded it after he brought it up and then talked to her personally about it. That's my opinion.
yo,
And
what did the
that's
dude say?
so from what I understand, and again, I wasn't listening to the live. From what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, he said something about half breeds. Is that what Gutter said?
Yeah,
Okay, which is a fucking racist ass term. That literally
extremely.
coming from a white person's mouth, it is a racist term against anything other than white. Because if you're saying a half breed, then you're saying anything that's not white. If you're white, right? If you're another race and you're saying that, then you're saying it's anything but whatever race you are. However, him saying that was very racist, right? And I don't want to play devil's advocate with it because I don't agree with it. It's foul as fuck and it's racist as fuck. Now,
Yeah.
with that being said, though, attacking someone is fine. It is, right? However, they're not going to learn anything by constant attack. So if you really want to stop and change racism, then you have to approach things. And I'm not telling you to coddle anybody. You can be like, that's foul as fuck. That's fucking wrong. That's fucking racist. That's not showing change. That's you doing the same fucking shit that you've always fucking done. And I'm not gonna fucking buy it, right? But to take the attention off of that person and off of the other person who did something racist and put it on somebody who was there that didn't say it, that did say something against it, however, just wasn't what you wanted them to say against it, you're taking away from your whole fucking point. Your whole point. There was less said today about Gutter and what he fucking said as there was about Melissa. There was less said today about Precious and what the fuck she said and did as there was about Melissa.
So I mean, listen, I feel what you're trying to say, but like honestly, for me, and I'm not, I can't speak for everybody of color, you know what I mean. But there's a lot of people that feel like that and don't, voice it. So if you ask me personally, I'd rather somebody be open about it and have that type of attitude, so I know, than people that hide that shit and do that shit in the backgrounds. You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't
I don't know,
disagree.
dude. I don't know, dude. Mixed. I don't really know if that would depends on how he used it. But I don't know. Like I'd rather him be like that than people feel like that and just pretend not to be, and then try to do some sneaky shit.
No,
Oh,
he's saying he's not racist anymore, though.
exactly.
And he's got all these racist tattoos that he supposedly or that he has covered up. My bad.
Some,
But
not
he's
all.
making comments like that. Not all his tattoos are covered up, though.
And for me, Doc, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the way I feel about it because how I've been raised. Um, the ideology and the hate is learned and it is taught. None of us are born racist, right? We aren't born that way. We you take a person of color that's a fucking baby toddler that can't speak and you put them on a playground with a white person, they are going to play together just like any other fucking kids, right? They're not going to see that they're different from each other. So it's a learned behavior. It's a learned ideology. It's a learned hate that is instilled in you throughout life. However, that does not make it okay. And that does not make you justifying your decisions on joining a racist organization just because you were taught that, right? Or just because you went to prison and you needed to fit in, or da 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 da. Now, I'm not. I've never been to a North Carolina prison, never. Okay. However, I have been to a Virginia prison. My brother's been in and out of Virginia prisons. My whole family has. And I'll tell you right now, I didn't come home as a part of a racist gang, and I am white. I didn't get killed, murdered, or anything like that. My brother didn't. Neither did my cousins. None of them. We didn't spend our time in PC. So it's a choice that was made for whatever reason that he made it, okay? And to me, if you're trying to change and you're trying to be something different, then you wouldn't be justifying your reason for doing it. You would just say, that's who I was. It's not who I am anymore. I will no longer fucking be that way. And you will fucking proactively make changes, not
There's
just say the same shit.
you group a lot of prisons group by race.
Yeah, I've never been to prison either,
But I
you know,
will. Sorry, go ahead, Todd.
no. Go ahead, Nicole.
No, I want you to finish.
No, so you know, like, but a lot of my family members have, and they, I mean, I got family members that have different type of views than I do, and I would be ashamed of, you know, for you guys to hear some of these views. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it's not, you know, it's just one sided, because I got family members absolutely that wouldn't be okay with the people that I date, or you know, that's just the way they, you know, that's the way they was raised, and it's fucked up, but that's the way it is. So I mean, I don't know, the whole racist thing. I'm not too big on it, because I look at it like, I'd rather know, you know what I mean? Because I mean, there is a lot of people that still feel the same type of way. You know, it's a fucked up world. I mean, that's just the way it is.
You would rather know, but you wouldn't be around somebody
I
that's
mean,
racist.
listen, I mean, I've sat in boxes before while people said some wild shit, and I probably shouldn't have. You know what I mean? I probably shouldn't have, but you know, I did, because you know, at the end of the day, this is an app. You know, this is not real life. We're not all sitting in the same hallway, and this shit's happening. You know what I mean? That's different, but. I understand that, you know, some people might say shit just, you know, just to trigger people, but you can tell if somebody's really racist. I mean, you can tell. I mean, you'll be able to tell if somebody really lives that type of life. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree.
And if this guy lives that type of life, and you can tell that he's like that, then you know, there's really nothing we could do. I mean, we could talk about it, we could be mad about it, we can stop fucking with him, but at the end of the day, he's like, that's the way he's gonna feel, and it's nothing gonna make him change till he's ready to change. So I mean, I'm not gonna get too upset about it.
I just don't want people to turn a blind eye to his racism. Because you guys, I 100% believe in change, because I have changed a lot at 45 years old. So I don't believe that there's a number, an age where you can change. I believe even at 75, you know, their thoughts on being racist could change. However, I don't want us to turn a blind eye and see what's right in front of our face. And what's right in front of our face is him being racist still today. And that's just the facts. You know?
I don't disagree. Like, to be able to say some of the things, it's not out of ignorance. I mean, we know, you know exactly what the fuck you're saying when you say half breed or mixed breed. You know what you're saying. Why? I mean, you know, now some people use, you know, mixed person or whatever, right? But when you, and that's not inherently racist. I mean, that's something that everyone says. However, mixed breed, you're literally saying that every other fucking, especially coming from a white person, every other fucking person that isn't white is some type of fucking animal. We're not a breed. We don't have breeders. That's racist as fuck, and it is. Now, however, with saying that, and with saying what was wrong and fucking inherently racist, and I will fucking flat out say it, I will say that the talk about the term gorilla down here, in the context it was used, it was not
Who
talking
said
about,
that?
they were talking about how he said gorillas when he was talking about people in prison, and what he was talking about, and even Damien said it himself, is that he even said the white boys, gorillas. What they're talking about is a physically imposing person that is in fucking prison that takes what they want by fucking brute force and strength, and they don't listen to any fucking rules. And so, with that being said, that's just me speaking on facts and the truth of the matter. That word, that term, was not something he was saying racist. However, the rest and what he did say is racist. He wasn't talking about people of color. He wasn't. He literally, and even Damien said that earlier. He literally said white boys or white dudes or something before he said it.
So, I mean, maybe I don't get the context. Let's say me and Nicole, we're pretty close. I mean, we've had personal conversations before, and like, let's say, Nicole see my kids, and if Nicole said, "Yo, is your son's mother white?" and I'd be like, "Yeah, he's mixed." I mean, I would say it like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know the context that he used it in, but I mean,
So,
I mean, I know the correct term is biracial. I get that, but I
well,
mean,
mixed isn't the problem, Doc. That's not what he said. He said mixed breed.
mixed
That
breed.
that is inherently racist. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you know,
That's yeah.
Doc, you're a person. Yeah, that's racist as fuck, right?
I mean,
I
it's
mean,
weird to say it like that. Like, I don't know who would say it like that. I mean, like if somebody would say that, I would look at it and be like, "What?" I was like, "What? Why'd you say it like that?" No, I get what you're trying to say. I just don't understand why you would use that term.
because
But
it's racist. I mean, and that's my and here's me like being factual about it. I mean, it is. It's when people that are part of an Aryan Nation or a white supremacy group or gang, they don't view people of color as humans. They view them as animals or something beneath them. And that's why they say terms like breed or, different shit like that. And it's because they don't view them as equal as them. When you say that your son's mixed, you're just saying he's mixed. He's half white, he's half black. That's what you're saying, right? Or half white, or, well, you're black, obviously. So half black, half Filipino, I mean, mixed could be anything, right? But in your case, his mother's white, right? And there's nothing wrong with that but he's not a breed. You're not a fucking, you're not a damn German Shepherd, right? You're not bred. You don't have breeders. Mixed breed comes from when slave owners were out here sleeping with their fucking slaves and selling their kids that were of mixed race. That's where that comes from.
no, I get it. I get it. Just like I say, I don't know the fella. I don't know the dude. I don't know what the situation was, but I do know that people, like, let's say he was locked up for a while. Let's say he was in that world or whatever. You know what I mean? Which I don't know, but um, they don't know how to speak. They don't know how to really communicate. But I'll tell you what, if he's free now and he's trying to get back into society and hold jobs and be around people and be social. I mean, those type of things are really going to hinder him in his career because, people don't put up with that shit no more. That's the last thing a company wants. So, I mean, if, any advice for this young man or whoever the hell he is, like, I don't know, I try to clean it up because, people are not, it's 2026, people are not going for that shit no more. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that, like it's not.
And I agree with what you're saying. Like when you were just sitting here saying like, however, regardless of the fucking environment that he was in and what he had to do and blah 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 blah, right? Like I don't disagree. There may be a reason, why he joined, why he did this, why he did that, right? However, if you are a person that is changing and you no longer believe in those ideologies or believe in that situation, right? You don't justify it by giving all the reasons why you were a part of it. You denounce it. You fucking walk away from it. I made a terminal. I mean, I made an example slightly, right? If you take race out of it and you just put gang in there, right? Now I understand race is the huge part here. However, just for a hypothesis sake for a moment, okay? If you take race out of it and you just do different gangs, right? and somebody goes to prison and they join this gang or whatever, blah 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 blah, and they have their reasoning for it, and they do some foul shit, whatever, and they get out and they denounce this gang. Okay, if every time you talk to them, they're justifying why they joined it, or doing like videos saying my name's so and so and I'm part of blah 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 blah, or everything but saying I was a fucking idiot that was stupid, uneducated, and wrong, and that is it. There is no excuse. I shouldn't have joined it. I regret that I joined it, and leave it at that and do your changing. To me, that's what's going to show the change. The more you justify it, the more I feel like it's how you actually think. You just don't want the world to know.
So
If you justify something, that then becomes your truth.
I agree.
but let that be though. So I look at it like this. If you really feel that way, I want you to stand on that. If you do not like black people, if you do not like Islamic people, if you do not like Latin people, stand on it 110% and be loud about it so I know. Do not hide it. Do not coddle my feelings. Stand on that shit. You know what I mean?
Joey,
And that's another thing. If you're hiding it, then you know it's wrong.
yeah.
Why hide it if you think you're right?
Joey, are you home?
I am. I'm on the porch.
I guess Melissa is only playing half of the recording, or part of the recording of racist bitch Precious. She's not playing the full thing, and she is
Let me see
saying
what was sent to her.
that she didn't say it, and she 1000% said it.
Let me see what was sent to her. Let me find
Like,
out, because you know how people are. If anybody has the full recording, in case she wasn't sent the full recording, if anyone has that, if you can send it to me.
So I believe T, are you in here, babe? She played what was sent, working on getting the rest. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want her to get even more hate. So
Okay.
isn't that one Charlie is playing it or played?
Hey, I got to run though. I got a jet, yo. Thanks for
All
letting me
right,
come
Doc.
up. Hey, Nicole, give me a holler in the morning.
Bye, Doc.
All
See you,
right, hey,
Doc.
how you doing? All right, man. I'll holler at y'all later. I got a jet though. Sorry about
All right,
that.
brother.
Damien's getting the full clip in Charlie's live. Yeah,
So
she
so
played
that's
what
that's
was sent
that's
to
my
her.
question though. If he wants Melissa to stand on it, then why isn't he trying to get the fucking clips of Melissa? Why is he running it to someone else?
I don't know.
That's
Well,
weird
I
behavior.
I don't understand why he had to go an all out war like all day and night. That's where I am like disappointed. You know, disappointed. I think it could have been handled a lot differently.
I mean, truly, and if you want to be real and 100% honest, then I honestly don't care if I get hate about this. But if you stand on that, you don't have any fucking tolerance for racism, and you feel this way about somebody, you know, because of their actions or what have you, right? Like, in my personal opinion, then why the fuck was he ever invited to your box anyway? What, to drum up views, to drum up
Wait, what?
altercation?
Who?
Like, so when Damien went live with Gutter yesterday, okay, it's clear Damien had the feelings and the views that he had beforehand about Gutter, right? And I don't admonish his views or feelings. I absolutely understand them, absolutely. And I'm not going to say that mine are far off, and I've explained that, right? I've explained that a million times, that I would have to see a lot more change than what I see. That doesn't seem like change to me, in my personal opinion.
Gutter
Why
went to
would
Damien.
But why, if Damien felt that way, why would Damien let him in? Why wouldn't he just be like, no, I'm not fucking, no, you're racist as fuck, dude. I'm not sharing a platform with you.
Yeah, good. I mean, that's a good question. That's a good question. Did you ask him that
I mean, I don't
when you
remember
were
if I
talking to
actually,
him through
I think
Missy?
I think I just thought about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
He
that
wouldn't
is
talk to Precious today. Yeah, he wouldn't talk to Precious today, but he did talk to Gutter. So he's picking and choosing. And, you know, I hate to say it, but that's just the facts. He's picking and choosing what racist person he wants to talk to, in my opinion.
and I'm gonna say, Big John, and I don't mean this as any shade. I really don't. But however, to admonish someone else that did speak out against something that they felt was wrong and shouldn't have been said, because that absolutely Melissa has said it was wrong and shouldn't be said. Um, to speak out and be so hard on that person, yet you demoralized your own fucking morals with this person because your chat, who is the people that are supporting you, kept bugging you to bring them in. Like, no, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
You're making a good point. I have to agree with you on that. And doesn't mean I agree with everything, that
I,
you've said. But um I get Lady Giselle.
TV.
Um but at the same time, let's be real here. If you didn't want to share a screen with the bitch ass racist Precious today because you are against it, but you did end up going against what you are against with Gutter to share a screen. That's kind of like him bringing up All Money and Perez sharing a screen. It's the same
I
thing.
I don't disagree, and that was one of his points earlier, that if we're gonna hold, this person to that, standard, we was talking about fucking, Matt, who isn't an RFO but supports somebody who did support one, then others need to be held to that standard, saying Melissa, she needs to block people, blah 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 blah. However, Matt clearly wasn't blocked from Damien's live today, and Damien stands on that. Okay, he was in there. He didn't
He
get
was in
blocked
there for a
until
little bit, but he absolutely did block him.
after he said something that
Oh,
was
well, I just
racist.
wanted to let you know in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I know he got
Yeah.
blocked. He got blocked after he said that white pride does or white privilege doesn't exist. That's when
Pretty
he got blocked.
boys. Yeah.
Um, Now, but with that being said, you know, it's okay to, for whatever reason you have, to bring this man in, be it your chat bugs you about it or whatever. It's okay for you to lower your morals and fucking allow him in here to start talking about whatever situation, because you know that you're going to turn it into the thing that you want to turn it into, and you want everybody to see it, instead of just standing on your morals and saying, no, I don't care, you're fucking racist, I don't want you here. Well, saying that only gets about fucking 2 seconds of fucking viewership and content. It doesn't get you the whole fucking drawn, dragged out fucking thing. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking shit. Like, I get it. You're on the fucking internet. You're on a fucking app. You're here as a content creator, whatever your content is. If it's fucking calling people out, if it's talking fucking shit, if it's gaming, if it's whatever it is, that's what you're here and that's what you're doing. I get it. However, when you make it so blatantly fucking about morals and everybody should stand and everybody should, block everyone that doesn't align with their fucking morals on this subject, blah, blah, but yet you let somebody in that was against your morals for your own reasoning.
Yeah.
That's very hypocritical. And I like Damien, I do. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's an intelligent kid. Yes, he's an adult. He's 23 years old. I'm not going to call him a young man. I'm not going to say he's, this and that. However, I am going to say that, he's of a different era. He's of a social media online era. And it
That's
seems
not
to be
forever.
different with all those.
Yeah. He is wise beyond his age, but so are my adult kids.
I agree. I do agree. And I have no hate for him. I don't.
Yeah,
Um,
so that's the next question. Do you guys think that maybe you guys can still work this out, perhaps, or no?
I'd like to hope so in the future, and not because anyone needs anyone. He doesn't need us. We don't need him, right? That's not the point.
Yeah.
Um, but I would like to think that the fact that someone that is being inherently racist or what have you is the more important part of this than someone who didn't say any of the racist shit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we all have our own morals, we all have our own things that we don't stand for, things we do stand for, things that we are things that people overlook. Like, in what he said something like earlier about it only affects you because it's your child or whatever, right? So again, if you take race out of a situation and you just make it about something being said about a child, the same could be said for many, many other people, right? The fact that, and I don't disagree with what I said earlier about, doubling and tripling down on something like this shows that there's no fucking change. And I don't want to be around anyone like that. That's my personal fucking opinion. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm not going to take that away. I'm not going to change that. However, what I am going to say is if we take the race part out of it and we just put it about
Can
children
you
and
can you follow this woman down here? She said she's gonna
yeah,
send you a clip.
I
I
just
can
did.
I followed you too.
So if you
Sorry.
take the race part out of it and you put about foul things that have been said, and this is no shade at fucking Sarah, please. I want that to be fucking known right now. We have moved past it. We have talked about it. She has apologized. She does have remorse for what she said. She hasn't said it again. It is what it is. It's over, and that is my trauma, my pain that I am allowed to forgive if I want to. Okay, and so same with my wife. Now, but to put that in perspective and just be a talking on kids situation, there has been many people, and I'm not, this is no shade at Danny. It's not any shade at all. It's just a fact. Danny absolutely sat in boxes with Tara after she said that, regardless if she was there when she did say it or not.
Wait. I'm confused. What happened?
You remember what Tara said about my daughter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Danny has been in boxes with Tara since then,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Danny's thing when it came to her son, and I don't disagree with her. I don't, okay? I don't disagree with her with the fact that the perspective of that, if you're okay to sit with somebody that has said something like that, then it seems like, or well, in her terms, it was you either co-sign or you're too pussy to speak up, right? And that was if you sit with someone that says it, if you don't block them and move on. And the fact of the matter is, if we put that into that same situation, we move just the race part, and we put the specific only it being about children, young children, right? My daughter, her son, she has absolutely sat with people that have done it too, but I don't think that makes her that person. I don't.
So is Danny mad at you guys? Because I did see
No,
quite a few
no.
comments today.
So I think she's mad at the situation.
Mhm.
She absolutely did say that, and that's where I was getting to at the point of what I was saying about how she feels like you're either too pussy to speak up or you agree with it yourself. When she said that, I get it. She's angry, and I would be too over my child.
I
Absolutely, I would
definitely
be.
would. I think the point is you're allowing that bitch in there in her life, right?
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I agree with that. However, what I'm saying is, with that same logic, what was said about my daughter, and this is
No,
again,
I agree.
and
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
Hmm.
That's all I'm saying is that's that same logic. Now, it doesn't make either side correct. It just shows the human error in our ways. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it correct. And yes, we need to speak about it and say it and make it known that people that say things like this are not going to be comfortable, especially when you don't see change.
Yeah. Yes. I hate that this has all happened. I wasn't sure if I was gonna speak on it today, but I know a lot of people were wanting to voice their opinion. So some people, a lot of the people that support me, I did notice that were in Damien's live while this was happening and was, not agreeing with you guys allowing that to be in your live like that. And they did feel like Missy was defending them, both of them, to be honest with you.
And I'm
And
not going
it,
to
go
go ahead.
ahead.
Sorry. No, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't realize you weren't
And
finished.
it did sound like she was. It did. So I get where they're coming from. I
I'm
do.
not saying that they don't have a right to their opinion on how they feel. I do fucking understand that. However, all I want to say is the fact that
Thank you, Cindy.
not everybody is going to do the exact thing that anyone else thinks that they should do or would do themselves, right? There have been many of us that have allowed some really foul, fucked up shit to be said in our presence and
Amen.
haven't spoken up to say a fucking thing about it. Now,
Uh-huh.
you
Agree.
know, Nicole, you have shown change, right? But if you were not given that benefit of showing that change, then you'd still be in the same boat. You get what I'm saying? And some people
No,
do still
and
treat you
so
like
that's
that.
what I said in the beginning of this live. I don't think you were in here then. I believe in change 100% because what do I look like? People to not think that I've changed, and I'm over here trying my hardest to be a better person still on a daily basis. I'm still going to be a piece of shit sometimes. It's who I am, whatever. Um, but I think the biggest issue is that bitch still stayed in that live after she doubled down on it last night. And granted, Missy said she didn't hear it, but then she today in the comments, you got to see it. You have there.
And that's
Maybe
and
that's
that's
a
what
clip.
that's what I'm wanting to get is the clip to see it to show Melissa. I know Melissa's not going to stand for the fact that she's sitting down there continuously just doubling down saying she's going to do it again and
Damn,
again
I'm
and
mad
again.
at myself for not. I'm mad at myself for not fucking screenshotting the comments now. She was allowed to. I know that somebody has it. If anybody has that, please send it to me. She
Somebody's got it.
allowed. She was allowed to attack people in the chat. Yeah, and she was attacking many people in your chat. By the way, Melissa's chat.
I
Anybody
don't
that
I don't doubt
disagreed.
that. I don't doubt that at
Anybody that
all.
disagreed with her, it was pure disgusting. Charlie just played the entire clip, 100% said. And I know Missy doesn't have to go by my word, but I told her it was 100% said. You
Melissa's
know,
not saying that she didn't say it. Melissa's saying that she did not recall it and didn't hear it at the time it was
you
said.
didn't hear
She,
it. I
she
don't believe
wasn't
she did.
given she wasn't given an opportunity to see something, reflect on it, and respond. She was literally attacked the entire time and has sat in a screen trying to defend it, talking, not defend that, but defend herself, talking to someone else in a screen. And I implore any of you in the chat that are down here saying something about like she was allowed to stay in the chat, and allowed to say this, and allowed to attack people in the chat. We have moderators for a reason. That's number one. Number fucking two, I implore any of you to get up in this box, have a chat going like hers is, fucking have a full conversation, pay attention to the conversation that you're fucking having, and pay attention fully to the fucking chat and see if you see everything.
Yeah. So you have moderators for. I'm not coming at you. Please
I
don't
know.
think that
And the
because I
moderators should
got
have
I
done
got a lot
something.
of love for you. I enjoy being around you, but you have moderators for a reason. Then why didn't they
Agreed.
mute her or block her?
Agreed. Agreed. That's why I said we have moderators for a reason. So the moderators, if it was doubling down and tripling down again, just out of respect for Melissa, at the least out of respect for Melissa, not just the doubling down, but out of respect for Melissa, was like should have been like, hey, you've caused enough by doubling down on it in the first place in a box. I'm not going to let you do it in the comments. That would have absolutely brought attention to it to Melissa if that was said or done, right? And then Melissa could have either paused for a second, went back to look and see what she was saying, and then made a decision, because she's not given any chance to make any decision. It's just bombarded with this one did this one did this one did this. How do you feel about it? She says, look, I don't agree with it. I think it's fucking wrong, you know, but still not given any fucking time to reflect on it, right? At all. And I don't think that that's okay.
Yeah, mods were sticking up for her. I will say that too. You know, and everybody can look at this in their own way, you guys. Listen, everybody has a right to their own opinion and everything, but there is no getting around what this woman did and said and doubled down, tripled down in the comments, whatever you want to call it. There is no saying anything to make what she did and said right. And I'm not talking to you, Joey, right now. I'm just
I know.
speaking in general.
Nicole, can you drop me? My phone is being a bitch, and I don't even know what it's
Denise,
doing.
you scared the fuck
Scared
out of
the
me,
fuck
girl. I
out of
wasn't
me
even
too.
looking at my phone, girl.
Hey,
Me neither.
boo!
Holy shit. Golly. Okay, I got you, girl. Woo. She said, drop me. And I'm like, yeah, bitch, I'm dropping you. You scared the fuck out of me. But,
So, and I'm sorry, Nicole, I do
no,
not
go
mean to
ahead.
cut
Go
you
ahead.
off. So, Kristen, and that should be another question that's asked. You know, if Precious was in Damien's live this morning when Damien was talking about them, clearly Damien didn't have her blocked. That's number one. And number two, why didn't he address her? Why was it about Melissa?
Yeah, I think that Melissa got more heat than Precious did. I will agree with that.
That's crazy.
I will agree with that. I guess I don't understand that part either. Maybe because, well, let me just be devil's advocate here. Maybe because Damien is friends with Melissa and wants to hold his friend accountable for what somebody
Yeah.
else said, which makes kind of no sense. Maybe accountable for allowing her to be up in that box. So she did say she didn't hear her, and I believe she didn't hear her, or allowing her to stay in there and talk
As
that
he's
shit in the
allowing her to be
comment.
in his chat?
Huh?
As he's allowing her to be in his chat?
Yeah.
The same person, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the point.
Uh-huh. I
That's the
get what you're saying, because she was in his chat too. She was. I seen her in there.
And
Yeah.
that's my point. Like, you know, it's, to me, if it's so adamant that Melissa needs to stand up and Melissa needs to block this person, you know, you didn't. You yourself did not do it yourself. And I don't mean you, Nicole. I'm talking about the situation, him. He didn't do it, right? It's something he stands against. The whole thing with him arguing with fucking Matt Powell the day fucking before. Matt Powell wasn't blocked. He wasn't blocked until he said something about white privilege doesn't exist. And I will tell you flat out, white privilege does fucking exist. It is a real fucking thing. It is. I know that, you know, have I had PTSD from prison? Absolutely I have. Worrying you're gonna get locked up again for fucking no fucking reason? Absolutely I have, right?
Can someone come
However,
up and play it for us? I guess it's getting heated. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt
I
you.
was, no, you're fine. I was just gonna say, however, what I don't have is I'm not in fear of my life when I got pulled over by a police officer. That's my privilege as being a white man. It
Yeah.
does exist.
Yeah. It does. I agree. Can anybody come up and play Charlie's Live?
Yeah, please.
I guess
And
it's getting crazy in there.
I want to see. So I don't really want to go
What's up,
over
Skitters?
anything that's currently happening, right? Because I still want to see the comments. Not that I don't believe anybody, because I do, but you know how I am. I need facts. I need to see it myself so that I can show it in the way that, hey, look, this person fucking tripled down as you were getting fucking like torn up over what the fuck they said, and you're trying to say I didn't hear it. It's wrong as fuck. I didn't hear it, but it's wrong as fuck, and they're down there just doubling and tripling down on it, which is fucking wild. That's not respect for you at all.
Right.
Just playing.
All right, but I'll be back. I'm gonna try to go. I see some
All
fits
right,
and shit
Joey.
coming.
Thank you for coming
Thank
up,
you.
and I appreciate you coming in.
No problem.
You still smell like shit. Sorry.
Yeah,
Are you ready? Yeah,
you look like shit.
I know.
Okay, so Damien says that
Can you hear it?
is the
Yes.
full uncut reaction. Mind you, I pause a lot. Missy ends up replying not even 25 seconds after the comment is made. Disregards it completely. The second clip is pointless. Only watch the first one. Okay, all right. I'm gonna play this. I gotta answer this phone too. God damn it. Fuck my life. I'm damn it.
Y'all motherfuckers are weird. Y'all worried about a grown woman being fucking talked about, but you're not worried about a child being talked about in that way. Y'all are fucking weird. Weird as fuck. Worried about Missy getting talked bad about. But you just heard a grown woman talking about sending a picture of her body to a child on some racist shit. Fuck up out of my face with that bullshit.
Hang on, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I've got to take this. This is my
Renee, they're asking if you could turn it up a bit.
I'm gonna turn it up. Yeah.
damn it. Fuck my life.
Fucking don't talk about them.
I ain't shit, you
Is
guys.
that too
Give
loud?
me 1 second. Sadly, they
Okay.
poked her. Moves, all out or whatever, and I would get marks, like people look at me like I was just, so. She said that this is who said this to Danny, bro. That's ultimately, I didn't give 10 shits about what social media thought, I'm pretty sure I'm all over Reddit, and and I'll do it again, and the one person that was slandering me all over social media, she has biracial kids, and it is what it is, and I was just like, hey, I'll take a picture of it, send it to you kids, and I said it, and it is what it is, and I mean what I say. Was it wrong? Yeah, it may be wrong. Will I do it again? Yeah, I'll do it again. Was I wrong? Yeah, I'm wrong.
How are you gonna say you're wrong and then say you do it again? Shut up, bitch.
That ain't shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Fuck Precious. Her talking about she want to get a box. I think the bitch done said enough.
And she's saying she'll do it again today, you guys.
She caused all this shit. Y'all worry about us saying something to Missy, but y'all ain't worried about that bitch put Missy in all this shit. Get your fucking priorities straight.
Come on, Danny.
Baby, I got 10 accounts on standby. I'll be back.
You're all right. I don't give a fuck if I got restricted or not. You don't care. I don't care. Oh. Look at his face. He's like, ew. This is the way I feel when I'm constipated right here. I'm just kidding. I'm very awkward when shit gets tense, okay?
That Precious, first of all, bitch, you are a dirty ass bitch and you don't deserve anybody's platform. Second of all, you fucking goddamn the audacity to keep going in Missy's
My child
chat
is a full-blown minor,
and
not even
putting
a
Missy in
preteen.
more of a position to be attacked is crazy.
He still gets discounted rates at fucking amusement parks. You're not even a preteen.
No, all out or whatever, and I would get marks, like people look at me like I was just, so. She said that this is who said this to Danny, bro. That's ultimately, I didn't give 10 shits about what social media thought, I'm pretty sure I'm all over Reddit, and and I'll do it again, and the one person that was slandering me all over social media, she has biracial kids, and it is what it is, and I was just like, hey, I'll take a picture of it, send it to you kids, and I said it, and it is what it is. And I mean what I say. Was it wrong? Yeah, it may be wrong. Will I do it again? Yeah, I'll do it again. But was I wrong? Yeah, I'm wrong.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's disgusting.
She's over there in Missy's chat still right now. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Now, you know,
Tell me, Darla, please tell me Missy calls
there's
it out.
only so much like you can feel sorry for then.
Please tell me Missy calls it out.
I'm just saying, like,
So
This is a little
I
face
don't
she's
know.
talking about. That's the little face she's talking about. That she's proudly wanting to send pictures of her body to. That's the little face.
Oh my gosh.
So tell me that's not a child.
I'll keep going. Here. Oh God, now my dog is here. Hang on. Fuck my life. This is how I know Lala ain't no fucking mom.
Man, my son is gorgeous, intelligent, handsome, biracial child. Since we went to then act like it wasn't a big deal. That's what she wanted to send. She wanted to send a picture to that little boy.
I'm gonna play the rest. Sorry, I seen Damien's constipated face and thought it was the beginning again. I ain't shit, but that's the truth. And as far as Melissa not seeing it again or hearing it again, when you got a lot going on, that's definitely possible. It's the after the after it and knowing and things that people are concerned about now. But as far as her not hearing it, absolutely. I don't
This
hear a
is
lot.
live right now
I
happening, right?
don't see a lot.
Yeah, this is
It's
Charlie's
very-
live. All right, you guys, I'm going to go over to
However,
Charlie's box.
again,
I want to ask
I
them
think
if
it's
any of
about
them have anything that I'm looking for.
which
Because I believe that Missy needs to know that she's doubling down. And then if Missy doesn't stand on business when it comes to what she was doing in the comments, then that's a problem. That's going to be a problem for me too. So I'll be back. I'll be back live, you guys.
honestly know her name.